Hey, Daily Dosers, Tracie here from Carlsbad, and we are continuing with our series in Proverbs. And I want to share from Proverbs 4, verse 23. It's short, but it is incredibly powerful, and it says this: above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. And man, that is packed with a lot of punch there. You know, Solomon knew a lot, and he talks in chapter 4 about all kinds of body parts. He talks about our eyes, he talks about our lips, he talks about our feet, but he says, above all else, guard your heart. And he knew, much like our physical heart is the lifeblood and the center of our being, and if something happens to it, everything else dies off. He knew also that our heart, that is connected to our soul and our emotions and our mind and ultimately our actions, is of such high value. We need to be so incredibly careful with it because everything, he says, everything flows from it. Another paraphrase says it directs your life. And so he says it's so important to guard it. And then when you think about the word guard, he also knew that to guard something, it has to be in danger. And he knew that it was in danger from a couple of points. One, our own sinful fleshly nature. He knew that we were going to be selfish and boneheaded and all kinds of things about what we're going to do in this world. So we needed to guard ourselves from our own self. And then also that the enemy is out there to steal, kill, and destroy. It says that's his only job. And so Solomon's saying wisdom, true wisdom, is guarding that and guarding and protecting and being alert and attentive and intentional and very careful with it. Not just this, hey, watch out for it, but he even says in some translations it says be diligent, and some it says with vigilance. And so he's saying be really careful about that. And so I would just ask that, are we doing that? Are we being wise people with our heart? And because we know that out of our heart flows our speech, it flows our decisions and our plans, and ultimately our actions and how we operate in this world. Out of my heart, I have an angry heart or a happy heart or a sad heart or an anxious heart or a bitter heart. Everything flows from that. So I think in this time, what I want to just pause on is just really checking myself. One, and hopefully you can check yourself as well, am I really guarding my heart? Am I really aware of it? Am I thinking about it? Am I cautious? Am I diligent about what I'm putting in? Is it the word of God? Am I going for wisdom and direction and how I'm supposed to be obedient in my life, whether it's my family or my finances or even just my own emotional health? Am I even aware? And if not, stop there and be like, okay, there's my first step, is to be attentive and diligent about protecting this precious commodity that I have and that feeds into every part of my life. And the next thing is, in this time where we, in our culture and in what's going on in our world, we tend to have more time. A lot of us, we've been quarantined and having more time. And in our time, we also have so much input, don't we? I don't care if it's, the TV and the data or the podcasts and the content and the social media. It's like we have this constant mirage of things coming at us. And I think I would ask us to check that. Do I have a security system? Do I have a way to guard what it is that's coming in? Am I really protective of what I'm feeding into my heart and my soul, and ultimately how I respond to that? Because I think we tell ourselves that more wisdom comes from more data and more info and more input. But Solomon says, no. Guard it. It's precious. Be careful with it. Go back here to the Word of God. And so really asking ourselves, before I click on the computer or turn the TV on or scroll through social media or add one more piece of content, asking ourselves and the Lord, is this something that is going to feed life? Is it going to align with the Word of God? Or is it something that is not healthy and not good for me? And if so, that I will guard it and I will protect it, and I will be very cautious about that. And then we will become people of wisdom and people of the Word of God and people that are more like Him. I'll see you next time.